All right, secret number 7, 4 types of people. By the way, you are completing 1 week of sales mastery. You're mastering sales. You're learning the hidden secrets of sales. You're mastering your business to the next level. And you are a salesperson. You are learning how to sell more effectively. If you're an entrepreneur, you're learning how to persuade people more effectively, how to connect with people, how to influence people. Amazing job. Put that in the chat. Amazing job. Not for me. And you can differentiate and say amazing job me. You don't need to say amazing job Ruble, whatever it is, but write down amazing job, because you did an amazing job by showing up on day 7 of this 12-day video series about how to master sales. A great job. I want to congratulate you for showing up. And that's why you are ready to listen to the advanced concept called 4 types of people. Let's get into that. Let's talk about the psychology and neurology first. So this way you understand the behind the scenes of how it works. And then we could get into the strategy and tactics and action and conclude for the day. So psychology and neurology of business success in 4 different types of people is based on how their brain is wired, based on how their family brought them up. Some people are driven by pain, and some people are driven by pleasure. Some people are driven by pain, and some people are driven by pleasure. And you will understand that the behind the scene in a second. But like, if you ask some people, like, what do you want? Oh, I want to avoid bankruptcy. Like, what do you want, sir? I don't want to lose all the money that I have. So, sir, tell me, what do you want? What do you mean? I don't want to lose all the money. I told you that. No, that's something that you don't want. Tell me what you want. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I want to have $1 million. I want to create $1 million. I want to live in a. Do you see that? Some people are like, what do you want? I'm like, I want to have a Gulfstream 650, which is a very expensive custom plane. Another person is like, what do I want? What do you want? Oh, I want to have a diamond necklace with 1-inch thickness and then 2-inch width and then sparkling with 70 faces. Like, too specific. What do they want, right? So some people are towards something. Some people are away from something. Does that make sense? Clear? Yeah. Some people are driven by pain. Some people are driven by pleasure. Some people are matches. Some people are mismatches. So, for example, when you're sharing with somebody, like when you have a conversation with, like, hey, Argentina, the World Cup. So I knew that Argentina was going to win, and then somebody's like, yeah, me too. It was pretty good. That's a person who's agreeing with you. A person who's agreeing with you. So you say something, they agree for the most part, right? Another person is like, you're like, Argentina, I knew Argentina was going to. What? You think that Argentina was going to win? I never thought that Argentina was going to win in this World Cup 2022. My gosh, they've sucked. They come up with all the exceptions to prove you wrong, right? So they are mismatches. It's based on their parenting. It's not, I don't think it's a neurological thing. It's more of a psychology. So when I say psychology or neurology, I'm talking about one of these as relevant to the topic. So it's a psychological thing. If one of their parent was always disagreeing with them, they learn how to disagree with people and they keep on disagreeing. And if they, in their life, if they saw one of their parents or one of their significant caretakers, they saw them driving towards pleasure, then maybe if they really like them, they learn how to drive towards pleasure. And if they saw a parent driving away from pain, they model that and try to do that. Or if they saw a parent driving away from pain, like trying to avoid painful relationship, painful conversation, painful things, and then they dislike them, then the person do the opposite. So there's a lot of background into how these humans are shaped, but briefly understand that different people are different. That's the point. Some people agree with you, some people disagree with you. Some people are driven by pain, some people are driven by pleasure. Makes sense? And if you understand that, you would know how to treat them differently. Right? If you don't treat a person who's driven by pleasure, somebody who's like, I don't want to be bankrupt, right? Another person is like, I want this necklace with 72 faces. Would you treat them same? No, you wouldn't. Why? Because these two are different people. They want different things. One person wants to avoid bankruptcy. Other person wants to have the necklace. And if you say the person with the necklace goal, you're like, hey, by the way, I just want to let you know, if you do this, if you buy the service from me, if you buy the CRM software from me, then you wouldn't go bankrupt. They're like, what? Why are you talking about it? Bankruptcy. I don't want to talk about bankruptcy. Talk to me about my diamond. That's what I want to talk about. Talk to me about my diamond. Oh, God. It's a glittery one. You understand what I mean? So, but if the person who says that I don't want to be bankrupt, you go to them and you tell them, by the way, you wouldn't go bankrupt, but keep in mind, you could buy a 72-faced, I don't know, maybe the numbers are changing, but forgive me for that. 72, this is not a scripted conversation. I'm just sharing this with you off the cuff. So that's why you would see my numbers to be different and everything. Okay. So let's be spontaneous and have a conversation between you and I, right? So imagine this, like you could buy a 72-face diamond, which is 1 inch thick. You're like, are you trying to make me bankrupt here? Oh my goodness, I don't want to work with you. Do you see that? So you in sales, you would treat different people differently. So what are the 4 different types of people? With all this introduction, right? Let's get started. External and internal focus people. External focus people, internal focus people. So essentially there are 8 types of people because there are 4 categories like this. So external people are like, they're looking for what other people are doing. What did the Susie do? What did the Joe do? What did the Jane do, right? What are they doing? And then I don't need to decide. I'll just go ahead and do it. These are the external people. They just wait around, find out what other people are doing, and they just follow them, right? Internal focus people they need to feel internally. Oh, that feels right to me. Yeah, that feels right to me. That's the internal focus people. So you can find this out. Like when you're having the sales conversation, don't ask them, are you an internal focus person? Tell me right now. Are you an internal person or external focus person? Not like that. You see how they're reacting. They might be like, oh, I decided to have this conversation because I saw that Sue, my friend, was using you for this thing. And because of that, she was able to grow her business to the next level. All of a sudden, it's an external focus person. Do you see that? Or the other person will be like, I had this feeling about, scaling my business. And in order to scale my business, I need to have a CRM, a customer relationship management software. And I realize it feels right to have that. That's an internal focus person. Do you see that? 2 differences, right? And the other person is, so moving on to the next one is possibility versus necessity. And some person is moved by possibility, which is the pleasure that I talked about, right? So what is possible? What is possible in life? Like, can I build a $10 million, right? Necessity is like, what is necessary right now? So an accountant will be like coming to you and saying that, oh, maybe you don't need to spend that much money. You could spend $20,000 this month. That's necessary. That's enough. Possibility is like a visionary. It's like, okay, what is possible? Can I spend $50,000 and scale my business? Like, do you see the difference? Necessity is necessity thinking. Possibility is possibility thinking. Which is right? Neither one is right or wrong. It's just a matter of how they operate. Some people operate on possibility. Some people operate on necessity. Possibility people talk about possibilities. What is possible? Necessity people will talk about necessities. Okay. Moving on to the next one, which I kind of implied already: matches versus mismatches. Matches versus mismatches is some people who agree with you, some people who disagree with you. And mismatches, I believe mismatches are the most wrongly interpreted people in the world. Most people think that mismatches are negative people. They're not negative people. They don't know how to match with something. They mismatch with something in order to make sense of the world. That's how their brain is wired. So if you say this is red, they will be like, it's not yellow. That's how they figure out red. Makes sense? And if you say this is yellow, they'll be like, oh, it's not blue. Because they use a contrast to figure out what it is. They use a contrast to figure out what it is. Makes sense? Yeah, so that's how we need to figure it out. So some people are like, whenever you share something with, hey, you want to grow your business? They're like, oh, no, growing is not very important. Scaling is important. Then you'll ask them, do you want to scale your business? They'll be like, scaling, we are not quite ready for scaling. We want to grow your business. So based on even what you're saying, they might actually flip the thing. It's not because they're lying, because that's what their brain knows. They want to come up with an exception to the exception and say the opposite. That is matches versus mismatches. So if you want to influence a mismatcher, mismatch with them and they will match with you. Pay attention to this, really. This is like years of experience in persuading people in multiple dimensions. So if you hear that sentence, something really valuable like that, use it. If you're talking to a mismatcher, mismatch with them and they will match with you. You could say you'll be like, oh, this is reverse psychology. It's similar to reverse psychology, but toddlers are mismatchers because they are developing their identity, like toddlers, like young kids. They are mismatchers because they are developing their identity, their own thinking. That's why they're mismatched. So it's kind of a reverse psychology. For now, let's understand it's reverse psychology only for the mismatchers. You ask them, hey, do you really need this? They will talk you into selling your product. Right? So that's how you deal with mismatches. And if you say the same thing for the matcher, they will be like, that's so true. I don't need to buy this right now. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for saving my life. And they'll walk away and the sale is done too. So you need to know how to talk to who. Finally, moving away and moving toward people. Moving away from people are like, they want to move away from pain. They want to move away from pain and move towards pleasure. So they want to move away from pain, move towards pleasure. But moving toward people they want to move toward pleasure and then avoid pain. But what is really important for moving toward people, they are focused on creating pleasure in life. They're like, I want this thing, I want that thing, I want that thing. These are the I want people. The moving away people, I don't want that thing. I don't. So even if when you ask them, there are situations when in conversation I ask them, hey, what do you want? They're like, I don't know what I want. Then I ask them in the opposite world, like, may not be in a sales conversation. I work with like people from 14 different countries in different contexts. I work with like people who are doing several $1 million to grow their business to the next level privately. So I was talking to somebody who's a big time successful person. I asked her, hey, what do you want? And she's like, I don't know what I want. And I asked her, like, hey, could you tell me what are the 5 things that you don't want in this thing? And she all of a sudden she started talking, right? This, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want. All of a sudden we have 5 things. And then I asked her, based on what you don't want, what you want. And she's like, oh, this is what I want. Immediate answer, right? It's very clear at that point because she is somebody who is moving away. She wants to avoid the pain. So if you ask that question, then you have understanding. This is important to understand human. If you're coaching, if you're consulting, if you're helping other people, this will give you a lot of idea too. In sales, you're coaching people too. You're helping people to find their highest destiny, right? If you're selling consulting, and if you're selling a service, you're giving them better value that will help them to grow to the next level in their life. So if you're giving more value to them, you're actually helping them change their destiny in some capacity. If you're giving a product that makes them feel higher confidence, if I'm using a soap that makes me feel confident, even if an arbitrary, as tiny, mundane thing like a soap could be something that could be inspiring for me, maybe that gives me confidence internally, right? So if that's the case, you're actually helping me to claim or connect with my higher destiny. So if I'm giving more value, say this, write it down in the chat. If I'm giving more value, I'm helping them to claim their higher destiny. Think about it that way. If I'm giving more value, I'm helping them to claim their higher destiny. It might sound like, oh my God, I'm selling soap. I'm selling like fish hook for living, right? Or hooks for fishing rods. Even with the fishing rod, the person is sitting in front of a lake and they're fishing, and all of a sudden they're able to experience the joy of fishing and being able to connect with another human and being able to stay out of boredom and experience joyfulness and connection and trust and some sort of community feeling because of your hook. Right? You're like, I sell hook for living, right? No, you're selling joy. You're selling joyfulness for living. You're creating ananda. You're creating experiences that are memorable. That's what the hook selling person should think. When you think like that, you're helping them. When you create value, you're helping them to claim a better destiny by being in joy and being in a beautiful state of mind. Okay, cool. So tactics is deal with each type of people in their own way. You have, like I said, 4 different type of people, pro and con, or for and opposite. Then you have 8 different type of people. You need to deal with all these 8 different people in their own way. Understand. So for now, make it very simple. At least learn who are matchers and mismatchers. The other things, you could watch the video again and learn from it. But for now, understand that there are matchers and mismatchers. And if it's a matcher, if they agree with you, how to treat them. If they disagree with you, how to treat them. Tomorrow, coming up next is secret number 8, use their 5 words. I'm teaching you another advanced idea tomorrow. It's really fascinating. Something that fascinates me is what I'm about to teach you tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. But before that, action is find out if your partner, if your business partner, your life partner, if you don't have a partner, your best friend, if she's a matcher or a mismatcher, and start building this clarity of consciousness. When you're dealing with other humans, see if they're matchers or mismatchers. If they are moving toward people or moving away from people, if they are like this way or that way, if they're necessity people or possibility people, right? So find out how they are so that you clearly understand the 8 different types of people. So this way, when you're dealing with humans, it becomes more clear, like, oh, that's why every time I ask her what she wants, she's like telling me what she doesn't want. What's wrong with her? That's what a normal judgment would be, versus we'll be able to look at the human and say, oh, she's a mismatch. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, she's moving away from person. That makes sense. That will give you clarity and more empathy and less judgment, so that you could understand people more and be liked, or you could like more people. You could like people even more and more number of people, and then you become a likable person. You know who everybody likes? Likable person. You know what everybody want to buy from? From a likable person, a person that they could love, a person that they could appreciate, a person that is trustworthy, person that they could connect to. And those are the people they want to buy from. They want to be influenced by. They want to get their consulting, their coaching, their business, their products, services, everything from the person that they could connect with. And you become that person that they could connect with. You have sales, you have a business, you can move to the next level. I'll see you tomorrow with secret number 8. Use their 5 words. Talk to you tomorrow.